It's day 2, PDAC 2025. We're on the floor with Debra Benethum from Energy Fuels. How are you?
I'm great, Tracy. Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
And I just want our Investor News audience to know that Debra Benethum is one of Jack Lifton's absolute favorite people.
Well, I can't say enough about Jack. He's truly an expert in not only rare earth, but critical minerals in general.
And before you joined Energy Fuels, you were with General Motors for at least a dozen plus years, correct?
Correct, yes. 13 years I worked at General Motors. Super great experience. I worked internal combustion, all in purchasing, internal combustion engines, EV program management, so I had a couple EV programs that General Motors just launched, and then I did critical minerals procurement for EV batteries and drive units. And then got this opportunity to join Energy Fuels in June of last year, and super excited to be with Energy Fuels and the mission, and we're really creating a critical minerals hub here in the United States. So.
I think that's an excellent overview. I mean, having worked with a lot of these companies, large automotive companies, critical minerals procurement, there's so few of you.
Yeah.
You're quite the expert. Can I ask what you did in your career to become a critical minerals procurement professional for General Motors?
Well, it was a little bit by accident, but I will say, kind of going back to my education, I started out in the oil industry, started out with a chemical engineering degree. So when the opportunity, like I had explained, I did internal combustion engine sourcing, component sourcing, and then EV programs. When the opportunity came to sort of bring me back to my roots within the critical minerals, this was inorganic, whereas I had done hydrocarbons, so I was organic chemistry. So it was a little bit different, but I really enjoyed chemistry and all of that, obviously, or I wouldn't have gotten a degree in that. So it was a lot to learn, but super exciting times as we were pivoting to more of an EV portfolio. So that was a little bit of how I got started in that.
So with all of your experience in the automotive industry, now you're with Energy Fuels. Energy Fuels, I think, is a lot more, I don't think the investors out there understand how far along Energy Fuels actually is.
Oh, that's a great question. And I think that's really key and one of the main reasons why I am here. So is we're trying to, produce critical minerals within the United States. And when I first learned of Energy Fuels, they've been producing uranium for over 40 years, solvent extraction to separate NdPr, or separate rare earths. So it's very similar technology. They've been doing it for over 40 years. And as we know, the manufacturing of critical minerals in the United States is very lacking, and Energy Fuels is the forerunner, really, the premier company that has already done this. They have done it with uranium, and now they have commercially done it with rare earth this past summer, and now we're expanding that. And so that's when I learned of, they could take a low-cost monazite feedstock, and something that other companies couldn't do because of the uranium that's naturally occurring and the thorium. We have the ability and the licensing to process, store that, and in the case of uranium, extract that, and that's a revenue stream. We could take a low-cost feedstock and be economically, comparable or competitive, I should say, with China. And that's something that I don't think any of the other companies, at least in my past experience, have legitimately been able to say that they can do. So that was, exactly why I thought that this was a great opportunity and something that I could work with the team and help develop this business for them.
Well, of course, Jack Lifton has been commenting on Energy Fuels' strength and fortitude and history over and over and over again. And of course, it's my understanding that, also government relations for Energy Fuels, because U.S. government, for instance, has probably been reaching out to you for you to help them understand critical minerals. Would you say that's correct?
Yeah, I think that the DoD especially wants to onshore critical mineral, not just the source, but the production, all steps within the supply chain. And so we're talking to them about the capabilities that we've done and what we think that we can do in the future to not just secure critical minerals here and process it into oxides, but to take it further and also to expand into other rare earths, such as, like, for instance, samarium cobalt, that's used in military applications, and some of the other rare earths as well.
Well, Debra, I'll tell you, it's so nice to speak with you today. And for everybody out there seeking more information on energy fuels, please go to the following website. Thank you.
Thank you, Tracy.